Okay, today we're going to look at servicing the air filter on your Honda CB500X, F, or R. Very simple procedure. These bikes are popular amongst first-time owners. I highly recommend you learn doing this yourself and saving yourself some money. Shop rate is about 90 bucks an hour, which you can put in your pocket. So pop open your seat, and on the bottom of your seat, get your manual out and take a look at the procedure. Page 67 is the air cleaner element procedure. If you look at page 43, the recommended service interval is every 12,000 miles. And of course, if you're running it in dust and dirt like I am, it's going to be even more frequently than that. Here's the air cleaner element. You're going to want to get it straight from your Honda dealer. It's only 19 bucks. If this was KTM, this would be $89.95. Interesting design. That is the inlet. And of course, the screen side is the engine side. This is a paper element. It's not a cleanable element. You just got to replace it. There are no oil-based cleanable elements out there on the market that I know of yet, for those of you that are running these things in more dirt sort of environments. But at only 19 bucks, it's easier and cleaner to just replace it than have to go through one of the cleaning procedures like on the dirt bike air filters. There's the number for your genuine Honda parts air filter replacement. 17211 Mike Golf Zulu Delta 00, made in Thailand, just like the rest of the bike. What you got there? Oh, there's my Hot Wheel, huh? Which one is this? Which car is this?
I don't remember.
A Dodge
Demon.
Dodge Demon, that's right. Yeah, 1971. Very cool, Pete. Let's go race it. Go test it.
But we don't have a Hot Wheel track out.
Well, let's build one. So if you look at the procedure in the manual, we'll have to first pull the battery and then get to the air filter located right in here. We'll pull this junction box, 4 screws, and get into the air filter itself. Here is the inlet to the air filter. Here's your fuses. Following the battery removal procedure in the manual, you're going to want to pull this rubber strap and then disconnect the negative terminal first, followed by the positive terminal. That'll help prevent arcing and sparking if you catch a piece of metal with your screwdriver. Just like that. Negative side on the bike's left. Positive side, of course, has a big red rubber grommet over it. Get out of the way. Now there's some loose battery nuts in here you're going to want to hang on to that could fall out. So I'll just go something like that. Recapture those nuts. Now with the ground disconnected to the battery, you're less likely to complete the circuit and cause a spark if you were to hit the metal with your screwdriver. It's just that easy. Nice small battery. We'll pull that screw and then the 4 screws to the air box. One important maintenance thing on these batteries, on any battery, is to make sure that your drain is free and clear, so that if this thing ever boils over, it can drain out of the drain hole there. Remove the junction connector, as they call it, right here. I like to put the hardware back where I found it. Okay, now we should be able to get all 4 screws. The lower 2 are a little bit tricky to get to, but if you get the just right length screwdriver, you can get in there and get them. Okay, I still got the two bottom screws inside there. Interesting design. Check that out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws gets the air filter element off of the plate. Let's take a look in there and see what it looks like. It looks really clean on this side. And there is the intake to the fuel injection system. Nice big intake. And the 4 screws to disconnect the air filter from the air filter box. There's a stack of washers on each screw. Just like that. So, yes, it only goes on one way, so that's self-critiquing. Look at that. Pretty dirty on the inside. But I've been operating quite a bit off-road recently too. And inside of the groove here is your rubber gasket. Makes a nice tight seal for your airbox. Check the condition of that. Everything a good cleaning. Now, for those of us operating in the dirt, if we can't come up with a oil type element, I wonder if we could do a pre-filter stuffed in here without being too detrimental on the performance of the machine. Clean up around the airbox. Don't get anything inside there. Get your nice clean new Honda, genuine Honda parts. How clean, it's what it's supposed to look like. Can only go together one way. There's some lock washers on here, so I'm not going to bother with lock tight on these screws. However, these screws are on the inside of the airbox, and if they were to come loose, that could be a big problem. So you got to make sure these are tight and the lock washers are in place, with the lock washer being on top of the stack closest to the head of the screw. Okay, one each new air filter. Let's go drop it back into the bike. So let's start by dropping these two bottom screws into position first before we put the box back into the bike. Okay, the air filter goes in this way with the inlet on off to the right side of the bike. Don't drop the screws. If you do, you just take the box back out and retrieve the screws. Ask me how I know. Okay, let's see if we can get the bottom one started. You're going to want to find the just right length Phillips screwdriver for this job. And get the final torque on that bottom right screw. Put the junction box back in, battery, be done. Okay, and now the battery. Let's start with getting the rubber strap started over here. Put the battery in here. Reconnect the strap. Like that. Reconnect the positive terminal first. Put the seat back on. Make a note of your service records. I use, well, notes on iPad, whatever you want to do to note the mileage that you do your service on your motorcycle, and then you'll know when to do it again next time. The air filter service on the Honda CB500X, F or R. Piece of cake. Save you some money. Do it yourself. And one more important item, don't forget to reset your clock after disconnecting your battery, or you might be home late for supper.